here in my kitchen. It is Easter Eve. Are you excited that it is Easter Eve? So I am making some of my Easter dinner for tomorrow. So today I'm going to make potato salad and lemon meringue pie. I want to make the rest tomorrow. So let me flip this around. And we are going to begin. I'm going to actually make the pies first, I think. So I have my crusts made. I just used frozen pie crusts and baked them. Feel free to make your own homemade crust or use the kind that roll out. I'm going to start with, I'm going to get my pan, and I'm making 2 meringue pies, so I'm going to be doubling this. I need 2 2/3 cups of sugar. So let me put this, that's where I'm working, in a pan, because we're going to put this on the stove. 2 2/3, I'm going to get my measuring cups here. I'm going to start with 2 cups. This is, I think, my mother's favorite. Okay, so we're going to combine the sugar, the cornstarch, the flour, and the salt. So the sugar, so it's going to be 1/2 cup of cornstarch. Again, this is for 2 pies. If you don't want 2 pies, make 1 pie. Hello! It's time to cook finally. I've gotten some of the stuff pre-done. That is not the cornstarch I want. That's one that's not open. I think I have one. Yep. I want to finish up the one that's open first. Okay, let's see. So I need 1/2 cup of cornstarch. Kind of making a mess. Okay, so there, that finishes that up. And I put in there. Okay, hold on. Let me open the other one. You think that's gonna be no mess? No, that's gonna be a mess. All right, let's get a spoon. Okay, are we back? I think we're back. Okay, it froze. My internet's not working well. It keeps telling me no connection. Ooh. Somebody know how to fix a Wi-Fi? There we go. All right, so there is our 1/2 cup of cornstarch. So if I disappear, it's the connection. All right, so then it says 6 tablespoons of flour. Okay, that's a 1/4 cup plus 1/8 cup. All right, let's see. Where did my knife go? There we go. So I'm going to make potato salad. I've already boiled my potatoes and my eggs just so we can kind of be not here on live all day. And then that's 4 tablespoons. Here's 2 more of flour. All-purpose flour. Okay, there we go. Should be done with the flour. Let's move it out of the way. Whew. Okay, and salt. So salt, I'm going to need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to keep checking this to see if it's still on there. Are you still there? You look like you're still there. Oops, this goes in my flour. Get in there. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon. Of salt. Get out my little rice. I'll put my rice in there. Okay, so then I'm going to mix that together. I don't know what that is on there. It's something sticky. Okay, here we go. Actually, I want to use this one. Here it is. I like this little flat one. Isn't that a cool little flat one? Okay, let's do that one. I think it gets to the corner better. So we're going to stir all that together. Then it says we're going to stir in the water. And this is going to take 3 cups of water for 2 pies. So I put water through my filter over here. So let me measure my water. Oh, we're almost there. Okay, here we go. Add the water. Make sure that's right. Stir in water, cook and stir. Okay, there we go. Add our water. Oops, bubbly. Stir it. And I'm going to cook it. Before I start cooking it, though, I'm going to get my eggs ready. I'm going to put it over here on the stove. Ooh, I don't think I've ever made two at once before. Matter of fact, I'm sure I haven't. But since I take some to Dad now, I need extra. We will eat that pie in one sitting, and Mom won't have leftovers, and she'll be sad. So I gotta have leftovers. And Mom has some leftover lemon meringue pie. Okay, get all that stirred. Okay, so now let's take, this is going to use 4 egg yolks. So actually it's going to take, that's for one pie. So it's going to take 8 egg yolks. Stop that. Okay, here we go. Making music over here. All right, so I'm going to take one. I'm going to take the egg white and use it for the meringue. So here's what I do. I put it in my hand, in a clean hand, and I think that separates easier than anything. I've tried. So I'm putting that, you can control it better. Putting that over there. Whoops. Well, that one is a no. Did that break it? Yeah, it did. Well, phooey on you. Can't use it if it does that. It's okay, I got more. Can't use it for the meringue. Ooh, I have one more egg. Oh boy. Can't break no more. Alright, let's do another little cup. Oh, here's a little cup. Alright, let's slow down. I want to make sure. Okay, got the yolks separated. That's 2. Thought I had enough eggs to have extra, and because I wanted to get enough for next week too, and nope, I didn't. Since I'm making double, it's like, oh, this is taking a whole lot more eggs than I realized. So I'm gonna have to go to the store and get some more eggs for next week. But that's okay. Oh, there's one in there. 3. All the white. Go through my fingers. There we go. 4. Halfway done. That's funny, it's a small one. It's supposed to be a large egg. That one didn't try very hard. He needs to grow a little bit more. Come on, let go. 6. We got 2 to go. Seven. One more. And 8. There we go. Got them all. Okay. Get this out of the way. So I got that ready. So now let's see what we're doing here. I got to get my lemon juice ready too, I think. So I'm going to have 4 tablespoons of butter. And get that ready. 2, 3, 4. This is salted butter. You could use unsalted. I just grabbed what I saw in the refrigerator first. It was easier. Don't think it really matters. Can you tell the difference if you use salt or unsalted butter in baking? They say you're supposed to use unsalted and then add salt, which I'm adding salt, but I've used salted or unsalted butter and I can't never tell the difference. So I'm kind of cutting that up, getting that ready. Cut it in pieces. Then I'm going to do lemon juice. So that will be I must have been looking at this other recipe over here. Okay, it says I need a cup of lemon juice. I don't think I'm going to have that much. The other one said I needed a third a cup of lemon juice. Well, let's see what we get out of this. I got 4 lemons. Big lemons. Alright. Looking at the other recipe for the amount. Oh well. See how it goes. We use what we have. See what we get out of it. Add extra lemon extract, it'll be fine. Ooh, it smells so good. Now, this recipe calls for lemon zest. I don't like to bother with lemon zest. I just do lemon extract. It's so much easier. Just adds a whole lot of lemon flavor. Plus, you don't get all those little itty bitty bits in there of stuff that feel like crunchy stuff in there. That was lemon number 1. Ooh, this one was juicy lemon. Ow. Smashed my hand. Yep, this one had a lot of juice. 2. Probably needed another lemon. Oops. Dropping everything here. Probably because it's 11:30. Okay, I'm a night owl. And plus I slept in today. Because I can. Because I can. Probably needed 2 more lemons. I think I'm only at half a cup now. That's a big one there, though. Ooh, that's a lot. Good. Give me some more. So this was about 3/4 of a cup. Now let's see if I got any more. I don't know if I have any more lemons in here. Let's see, apples and tangerines. No more lemons. Okay, we'll add extra lemon extract and water. And that will work. Okay, here's some more water. We're going to top it off to a cup. Pretend it's lemon juice. Okay, there's that. And then it says, when do we add the extract? Stir in the butter, the zest, and the lemon juice. It's going to go with the lemon juice, so I'm going to put it in there with it. So let's see. It says we need 3 teaspoons. Okay, that's a tablespoon of lemon extract. Yeah, that's a lot of lemon extract. Right? Yep, for 2 pies. Tablespoon of lemon extract. Alright, let me get my lemon extract. Should have found that earlier, I see. It's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see how much we have in here. Looks pretty full. 1 tablespoon. I'll be lemony. But this is in instead of zest. And then, since I don't have enough lemon juice, let's add, I don't don't know. Another teaspoon or something. Well, you know what that is? That's like the bottle. Woo! It's gonna be lemonade. But I've made this recipe before. I've just made one, not two. Okay, so there's our lemon juice and lemon extract ready to go. Obviously, I need to buy some more. Okay, so what we're going to do now. Let's see, I'm going to need the oven on 350. That's what I'm looking at. But I won't need to put that on there yet. Okay, we're going to cook and stir until it's thick and bubbly. We're going to reduce heat. Then we're going to temper the egg yolks. Then we're going to boil. Then we're going to remove from heat. Then we're going to put the butter and the zest lemon juice and the pie. Okay, so I'm just making sure I know what I'm doing here. Whoops. Trying to maneuver. I'm going over there. I don't know if you can see very well from here. Alright, so let's turn this on. And we're going to stir. So this is the water, flour, cornstarch, and sugar. So I'm going to get that going and stir. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to look at my recipe for my potato salad. So let's see what we're doing while we're doing that. We need, okay, I have 4 eggs. It takes 3 pounds of potatoes, which I have cooked. That basically was 9 kind of medium potatoes. Then I'm going to do 4 hard-boiled eggs. I already have them. I just have to cut them. So they are right here. So while we are going with that, take my little cutter. Hi, ain't he cute? And take our egg cutter. We're going to slice our eggs. Okay. That'll work for potato salad. I just do it a couple directions. Mom likes egg in the potato salad. She likes to be able to tell that the egg is there. I like eensy-weensy microscopic piece of eggs. But that's okay. I'll make it how she likes it. I don't like big bite of egg for some reason. But so this is in between. It's not as tiny. I would turn it and cut it one more way. So it's not as tiny as I like it, but it's how Mom likes it. And that's usually how I'm making it for her. Okay, for some reason, we're not wanting to go through here. Why are we not wanting to go through? There we go. Like this, is this egg made out of stone? I don't know what's going on here. Seems like a perfectly normal egg. There we go. And they're perfectly done. Look at that. It's catching. Why is this doing this? My little wires are bent, that's why. I think this thing's getting old. Okay, so there's my cut up eggs. Then we're going to also have, let me go stir this. Then we're going to have a 1.5 cups of mayonnaise. Now, I don't usually use a recipe for potato salad. I never use a recipe. I forgot that altogether. But since I'm letting other people watch, I figure I better use a recipe so you don't say, what on earth are you doing? But what did you do? So I'll use a recipe. I got this one online. I don't know if this bowl's the right size, but we're going to use it. 1.5 cups of mayonnaise. I'm hunting for my 1/2 cup. Here it is. Had cornstarch in it. Let me get that out of there. I hope I have 1.5 cups of mayonnaise in this. I'm like, oh, I have no idea how much mayonnaise I have. So much for checking my recipe, my ingredients. Why? And I really don't know if this is going to be how much I want, but this is what the recipe says. 1.5 cups. There's 1/2 cup. Now once we get this going with this pie filling, we're going to have to stop this and do that. But I got to get that heating. And there's 2. I've got one more. That'll be a cup and a half. See, I'm kind of sloppy. Works though, doesn't it? That's why you only need one hand. Or no hand. You can use both your hands with the jar and spoon. There you go. Okay. Keep stirring my pot. All right, then we're going to need, it says a tablespoon of mustard. It says Dijon mustard. I don't use Dijon mustard. I use regular mustard. I don't think I've ever used anything but regular mustard in potato salad. Have you used other mustard in potato salad? Do you use any mustard in potato salad? I always use mustard, but I have only used regular mustard. Tablespoon. Is that what I said? A tablespoon? Yep, tablespoon. I guess it would be the same amount for regular mustard. That's a little more. That's okay. I'm making all kind of racket. I'm going to have to go over here to my pot. Oh yeah, we're thickening up. Okay, here we go. Let's stir. Stir, stir, stir. Let me get my directions again real quick. It says stir and over medium heat, medium-high heat till it's bubbly, reduce and stir 2 minutes. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Till it's bubbly. Have it on medium-high heat. I'm getting close to bubbly. Nice, thick. It's like makes like a white pudding. And interesting. This is so good. If you haven't had homemade lemon meringue pie, you need homemade lemon meringue pie. Okay, it's bubbling, so I'm gonna turn it down and time it for 2 minutes. I turned it on low. I'm just gonna move that pie crust. I'm bumping it. Ooh, it's so nice and pretty and thick. I'm going to move the mayonnaise and the mustard. Now this is hard to resist from just eating with a spoon. You want to eat it with a spoon. Hi! How are all of you today? Are you making something special for Easter? I am only making my potato salad and my lemon meringue pie tonight. Tomorrow, I'm going to make corn, and I'm going to make deviled eggs. I've already cooked eggs, but I'm going to make them deviled eggs tomorrow. Or if you don't want to name them after the devil, you can say angel eggs. You can say that. And I'm also going to attempt to make yeast rolls. Now, I tried one time to make what I call real yeast rolls. It didn't turn out. I kneaded them till the cows came home. Oh, I just kneaded and kneaded, and then they still didn't work well. I thought, you know, this won't work well. So there's 2 kinds, from what I have discovered, 2 kinds of yeast roll recipes. One has eggs and one doesn't have eggs. The one that doesn't have eggs is a lot of work. Takes a lot of time, takes all day, you gotta let it rise, you gotta knead it for an hour. No, not really. But you have to knead it, then you have to let it rise again, and then you have to maybe knead it again. I don't know. There's that one. The one with the eggs, you knead it just for a minute. Very short period of time. You do still have to let it rise. It doesn't take as long. It's a lot less work. It just has eggs in it. So it rises. It has yeast and eggs. That's what I'm doing. I like the regular one a little better, but this one's still pretty good. Okay, so it says here, remove it from the heat. Ooh, look how pretty. Well, it's pretty and white. But we're going to see how that, it'll be a recipe I haven't tried. We're going to see how it turns out tomorrow. Then, we are going to remove from heat, temper the egg yolks. Okay. That sounds complicated if you have never done it. It's simple, simple, simple. You take your eggs, and the thing is, you got to sneak up on them with the heat, or you cook them. So I'm going to scramble them. Then I'm going to take something like a cup, and you're going to take some of your hot sauce here, and you're going to lightly, gently, slowly dribble it into your egg. And what you're doing is you're letting your egg slowly get used to the heat. But you've got to stir it the whole time. I think I'll do better not on the burner. It's a little hard to do with 2 hands. You almost need 3, but I don't have that. The thing that's hard is to keep your bowl still. So I'm getting it in there, and once you get some of the heat in there, that's what this is. It's just real hot. Your egg is adjusted, and the egg will be warm. These eggs were kind of room temperature anyway. But the key to this is you can't quit stirring, or you'll get a little hot spot. And some people only do just a little bit. You might only have to do a little bit, but I think the more you do, the less likely you're going to have them cook. It doesn't hurt to do a little more. So this is going to be about 4 scoops. This is a 1/3 cup scoop I'm using. It really doesn't matter. Just see how I'm letting it drizzle. And stir, constant stir. This is a little bit of a workout. If your arm isn't in good shape, you don't want to try this. Or it will be in good shape when you're done. Now, the moment of truth is we're going to take the hot pot here. I'm going to put that back in. It is really hot, too. Woo! That is hot. Like a gel. Ah! It's a sugar gel. It's burning my finger. So it really doesn't have a lot of taste. It tastes like sugar. That's it. Whoa! Man, it's burning my finger. Okay. That's why it's going to cook those eggs. Now, you're going to take... Man, I made a mess. Look at this. You're going to take the eggs that are pretty warm, and you're going to pour this into this hot, but now you got to stir that. So here you go. Don't stop stirring, or your eggs have a little heart attack. So you get it all stirred. When you get it all stirred, you're good. This is what makes it more like pudding. Let's see how it's nice and smooth. No cooked scrambled eggs. And that's the whole trick to that. It's not hard, but it's all challenging to keep it going. Oh, I don't want that there. That's hot. Okay. So here we go. Now that we have the eggs in there, our recipe says bring to a gentle boil, cook and stir 2 minutes. Okay, so we're not gonna, I've still got my burner on low here. So it's already pretty hot. So you aren't gonna like need to crank that up. It's gonna be, I got real sticky hands. Hold on. It's real close to boil because it's so hot. I'm going to put that on like medium. And then you're going to cook and stir this for 2 more minutes. And you're going to kind of cook these eggs. You can probably also switch like a spoon. Here we go. Got me a little wooden, well, this is a bamboo spoon. Can't wait to put the lemon in this. That's when it tastes so good. I have to do is see a little bubble here, and then I say, oh, that's boiling. Doesn't that look pretty? It's so yellow. But this is where it gets the yellow color, is the eggs, the egg yolks. It is steaming though. Can you see that steam? Nope, you can see nothing. There, let's try again. A wet towel would keep, oh yeah, I need to do that. That's such a good idea. I could make like a little nest with that too, couldn't I? That's what I need to do. The other thing I could do is use a bowl, like use a pan instead of a bowl that's not round on the bottom. I'll have to try that. My mom, she used to make lemon meringue pie. She used to just use the Jell-O lemon pudding filling. It's kind of boiling. So let's set our timer for 2 minutes. And turn it back on low, because we don't want it going crazy. So this basically has a bring it to a boil, cook 2 minutes. Add something, bring it to a boil, cook 2 minutes. Add something else, bring it to a boil, cook 2 minutes. This is the whole thing. The whole thing about this is you kind of can't leave it. You got to stick with it because it doesn't take real long, but it has to be tended to. But it's worth it. But I don't know if Mom probably didn't have a recipe for homemade. So she never made homemade. She made, but the, you know, the Jell-O one isn't too bad. And it can't compare to this though. Let me get my recipe while I'm stirring. So what we're going to do next, remove from heat, stir in the butter and the zest and the lemon juice, which I'm using, I'm not using zest, I'm using lemon extract, which I like better. Okay, there's 1 more minute. You're going to stir all that in, you're going to pour it in a crust. Oh, let me go ahead and turn on my oven then, 350. Well, I have to make the meringue. You know, while we're doing this, I'm going to turn on, it's going to be loud, I'm going to turn on my feeder so we can start now. Let's don't waste time. Egg whites. Yep, they're working. 7 seconds here. I'm going to turn that off. There, here we go. Look how pretty. Okay, this is lemon juice and lemon zest, or it's lemon extract instead of zest. And, oh, I was supposed to add the butter first. Pretend I did. 4 tablespoons of butter. It'll melt. It better melt. And it looks like at first that it's a big mess, but it comes together. Like you're doing it in space. Looks terrible, but it's gonna work. Over there. Oh yeah. I think I almost sloshed it. Determined to slosh it. Oh, I got this deep pan. Ooh, look at that. Alright, let's now, okay, so I got my egg whites are a little foamy, so I'm going to add Let me find the right recipe. I'm kind of mixing recipes here. Where'd the other one go? Not that. My hand's real sticky. Hold on. I don't want that all over my recipes. So sticky. What do I do with my other paper? Did I blow it away with my mixer? Oh no, it just got buried. Okay, here it is. Okay, so we are doing meringue. Okay, I need, well, I'm doing double this, so I need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Let's mix that back in. 1, 2. Then I'm going to need a teaspoon of cream of tartar. So I can find that. Where are you? I think I saw it the other day. Because I was trying to decide if I needed to buy it. And I said, oh no, I have it. It's right there. Yeah, where is it now? That's a good question. Oh, there it is. Okay. Cream of tartar. I think you can make meringue without cream of tartar. But this one calls for that. Teaspoon of cream of tartar. Because I have done it before where I might put this in. But we're putting it in. Then I'm going to add, here, take you over here. That's where we're at, right here. I'm going to put in a cup of sugar. Blowing. There we go. Trying to hold my recipes. All the papers are blowing. If I just move them. There. Ooh, look how pretty. Let's see what we got. We have that in the way. That's what we got. There we go. That's not bad, huh? It's kind of like stiff peaks. Fairly stiff peaks. Okay. Put that out of the way. Now, let's go back over here. Yes, there's lemon extract. There is lemon extract. Love lemon extract. Pure lemon extract. Look at there. Thank you. Spring color, yeah. Pure lemon extract. There's all kind of extract. There's peppermint extract, lemon extract, almond extract, vanilla extract, strawberry extract, chocolate extract. I have seen all the extracts. I have some of them too. Okay, here we go. Lemon extract's probably the best. Oh, does it taste good. Okay, here we go. Although, I don't know, I'm awfully fond of vanilla. Now, the thing is, this is going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess to move. So I am going to put it on a tray. I hope. Oh, good. It fits. All right, there we go. Because these are baked. Baked pie crust. So this way, if I put it on this, it's not going to over brown the bottom. So we're going to see. Oops, there's some butter. Butter that needs to be stirred. Hold on. Little pile of melted butter. Pour it in. Look. Golden goodness. Oh, I have no idea how much it's going to do. So let's do some there. Let's do some here. Whoops. We just went ka-thunk. I think we're a little heavy on that side. There. Pull it over. Ooh, look how pretty. Don't you want some of that? I'm going to have some of that. If I can get it away from Mom. I didn't tell her I was making lemon pie. She's going to be so happy. It's like her favorite thing ever is lemon meringue pie. And there we go. Guess what? I get to lick the spoon. Yeah, boy. Those are good. All right, let's give it a taste test. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. All for me. You're late joining. You missed making lemon meringue pie. But there they are. And I'm going to make potato salad. I'm licking the spoon right now of lemon meringue. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Let me get my bowl of meringue. I'm making such a mess. Okay. Got eggshells and lemon rinds everywhere. Okay, here's my bowl of meringue. We're going to put that on. Put it in the oven. The oven's on 350. We'll use this one. Let's see, what does it say? 350. Oh, I have two different ones. What's this one say? 350 for 25 minutes or 300 for 30 minutes? Let's do 350 for 25 minutes. It's shorter. Okay, I'm combining recipes here. This isn't quite as stiff as I sometimes do it, but that's okay. You know, it's actually going to be easier to put on. And it will still be yummy. So, I kind of just lay it on here. Otherwise, it's going to move your filling all over the place. And meringue doesn't have to be, you can kind of smooth it over. I make sure I go to that you have to touch it onto the crust or it'll shrink away from the crust. When it bakes. I definitely could have whipped it longer, I guess. That's alright. This is more like soft peaks than stiff peaks in part of it. But I don't usually make it stand up real high. I don't like to make the little peaks because they burn. And I don't want it burned. I like it kind of smooth because it all cooks even. If you like the little crunchy tips, you know, where you go like that, go ahead. I'm going to do it a little bit. Because the last time I did that, Mom's like, ooh, little peaks. I'm like, okay. I'll do the little peaks. But barely. It is pretty. Good evening. Your pies look beautiful. Thank you, lemon meringue. Oh, was your dad's favorite? Yeah, it's my mom's favorite. She doesn't know I'm making it. She's going to be so excited. Because I haven't made it for a while. I think she would like it if I made lemon meringue pie. You know, my finger works better than anything. She would probably like it if I made this every week. I can just make it go where I want it. It's already all over my hand anyway. Kind of just does that. So it's like, yeah, let's use my hand. At least my hands are clean. Okay, so we're going to take the extra. Pile it on top. Got my oven on. Then we're going to finish making our potato salad. I don't normally use a recipe for potato salad because, you know, you just throw everything in there. But I printed up a recipe to go by. I'm not really going to completely go by it. But I printed up a recipe. So, if you wonder, well, I want to make it just like you made it. What'd you do? I can tell you what I did. Other than just say, you know, it's hard to follow a recipe unless you do that anyway and you've done it. If you see somebody cooking and they say, oh, I just put in a bunch of this and, you know, if you don't know, if you've never made that, it's real hard to follow that. If it's something you've made and tried, you can. I think if you give people amounts, it's easier for them to, if they've never made it before, to start. And then if you want to adjust it, you can. And then if you want to start slapping stuff together without measuring it, you can do that too. You don't really want to do that for baked goods though. Baked goods don't do well just guessing. Baked goods, because it's like a chemistry reaction for some of the stuff, particularly cakes, you can't just guess amounts. It doesn't turn out. But for a potato salad, you can. So for baking, you really need to be precise in a lot of baking, or it won't rise or it won't taste right. Making potato salad, you kind of do what you want. Okay. So here we go into the oven. Oh, they're so pretty. So pretty. All right, turn out good in there. Woo. I'm getting stuff all over me. 25 minutes. Let's set that. Nope, not 30. Go back down. Okay. All right, here is what I was starting. Let's move back here a little bit. I'll turn it around. Hello, you missed it. Aww. Well, we're not completely done. You missed the pies. But here's my potato salad. That's mayonnaise and mustard. So that is, I cooked 9 potatoes, which was 3 pounds. Let me find that recipe paper again. I got blown all over the place by my mixer. Where did I put that one? Oh, here it is. Okay. So this is the one I printed out, similar to what I do. Okay, 3 pounds of cooked potatoes. Then, it's a 1.5 cups of mayonnaise, a tablespoon of, that's regular yellow mustard. This says add lemon juice. I never do that. It also says add onion. Now, my mom likes onion in potato salad, but nobody else does. So I don't put onion. She has a little onion at home. If she wants to cut, if she wants a little onion in it, we can cut up some for her serving. But Dad doesn't like, nobody likes onion but Mom. So what I will do though is I'm gonna put a little onion powder in it, because that way we'll at least get the flavor. And I have no idea how much to put. So let's, I don't know, try 1/4 teaspoon or something. Where are my teaspoons? I've lost my measuring spoon. And they're on a whole ring too. They're probably in the sink. No, yep, they are. Okay, they're all wet. Let's don't use those. I'm getting a dry one. There we go. I got others. My onion powder has gotten a little damp, I think, though. It's not old either. I didn't buy it that long ago. But it's gotten damp. Okay, so here, let's do 1/4 teaspoon of that, see how that works. It says, okay, in a large pot, we cooked the potatoes, mayonnaise, onion, mustard, lemon. Okay, I'm going to add a little salt to this too. I tasted my potatoes, they aren't real salty. So let's add a little salt, like 1/2 teaspoon of salt. It says to add paprika. I never add paprika, so I'm not going to add paprika. It says 1/2 teaspoon. But you can add that if you want to. If you want lemon juice, it's a tablespoon of lemon juice. I don't want it that runny. If you want to add onion, it says 1 small red onion finely chopped. 4 hard-boiled eggs. I don't put chopped chives. I'm going to do half of this stuff that's in. Mostly what I wanted was the mayonnaise and the mustard dimensions. So we have that. It says black pepper. I hate it when they don't tell you how much. So let's do 1/4 teaspoon. Or maybe 1/8 teaspoon. Let's try 1/8 teaspoon. Is this open? I have a new black pepper thing here. Ground black pepper. Here we go. Let's try 1/8 teaspoon. And we will mix. Okay, something I'm going to put in here that this doesn't tell you is I'm going to put some celery. Ooh, that looks yummy. Okay, let me get my celery. You don't have to put celery in it. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, but I do like it. The only reason I don't put celery in it is if I don't have any. But I have some. Your internet went down. Oh, mine's been doing that. I don't know what the issue is. Seems to be okay right now, but it was like told me earlier, oh, no connection. I'm like, oh no! Ah! Okay, so let's try like a stalk of celery. And let's see what that looks like. Now I like this. Since I don't like onion in it, I do like something that's got some crunch. An onion has a little crunch, but I don't want that in there. So let's do the little crunchy celery in there. Okay, let's cut that up. You can pull a string off. Well, that didn't go anywhere, did it? Try it again. Let's pull this. Get myself somewhere around there. See all this mess I have over here? Luckily, I can just throw that in the trash. This is not pulling. There we go. You don't have to do that. I guess if you want the strings, you can have them. But this is not wanting to do it very well. It doesn't have a lot of string. Try this end. Okay, I'm about to give up on this. This one doesn't seem to be too stringy. Let me get rid of that. Here's my little trash pile over here. Okay, so we're going to cut it in half. But little string is there, though, wants to stick to my finger. Okay, here we go. Celery and bell pepper. Oh, bell pepper. And, oh, garlic eggs. I've never made garlic eggs. Paprika. Yeah, it does tell me to put paprika in there. I guess I could put it in. I've always seen paprika sprinkled on top, like on top of once you get it all together. I'm trying to think if I've ever had bell pepper in it. It would be good, I'm sure. I don't have any bell pepper, though. I don't know that I've ever had it in there. Definitely never had garlic eggs. So, how do you make garlic eggs? I have just regular old eggs. Boiled eggs. You know, I got a whiff of that pepper, and I'm about to sneeze in a minute. I might sneeze. If I do, it's pepper. If I don't, then I guess I escaped it. But my nose is tickling. Okay, there we go. So let's dump that in. Should I put more celery in that? I don't know. We'll try it with that. We'll try it with that much and see. Then the other thing it calls for is sweet pickles. I am kind of a sweet pickle freak. I love garlic and eggs. Well, that makes sense. I love sweet pickles. If you don't like sweet pickles, you can leave the pickles out, or you can use dill pickles. I don't like dill pickles. So we've always put sweet pickles in it, and I always like so much more than what it calls for. So this tells you to put in, where is it? Quarter cup of chopped pickles. Yeah, who are they kidding? Quarter cup. Let's try half a cup. See what that's like. I put the whole jar of pickles in. I love sweet pickles. Only sweet pickles, though. It's so funny because I love dill, like dill dip. I love dill, like cucumber dill little sandwiches. I like dill, but not on pickles. Anything, I like the dill, the herb, but I can't stand dill pickles. I don't know why, but I don't. Look at this. I was going to put this spoon in here. I'm not. Let's try again. How about the fork? There we go. Let's try half a cup. You know, I had lemon juice in this before. It's probably going to taste lemony. Well, it said to add lemon. Because I'm going to add some lemon. I'm trying to... I don't like much of the juice. I mean, I like the juice, but it makes it soupy. Okay, that's half a cup. So I'm going to take it, like, over to the sink and try to pour some of this juice out of it. Press some of the juice out of it. Just because I don't want it runny. And the juice makes it runny. Could put it through a strainer. I don't ever find that works well enough. Okay, so there we go. So I pushed a lot of the juice out of it. Yeah, boy. So I like at least double the pickles. Let's stir that in. We'll have to get a spoon here in a minute. Oh yeah, I could just eat that with a spoon right there. Yeah, I'd be sick. And it's mustard and pickle and celery. Okay, let me get this spoon. And here's my boiled potatoes. So that's 3 cups of potatoes that have been straining and draining over there. I'm going to put this in before the eggs because I'm trying not to smash the eggs too much. So let's stir all this first. Oh, this looks so good. This seems like a lot of mayonnaise for this amount, but this is what the recipe said. Okay, so here's my eggs. This is 4 eggs. Boiled chopped eggs. I have never had it with garlic. Interesting. Ooh, you know what else I want to put in here? Let me find it. Where are you? Nope. I'm having a little avalanche. I've never put this in before. I may not be putting it in now either. Alright, let's use this. Or is it over here? No. We'll use this one. I want to put a little hot pepper in it. So this is actually called Hot Shot. It has black and red pepper mixed. So let's do, I don't know, 1/8 of a teaspoon of it. I'll give it a little zip. Okay, here we go. So we can't mix that in. Then we're going to have to taste test. Oh yeah. Oops. How much time do we have? 13 minutes for the pie. You know, I think I'm going to turn them around because I found that the back of the oven browns better than the front. So I think I'm going to flip them the other way in a minute here. All right, let's see what that tastes like. Big taste test. It tastes like I want the rest of the jar of pickles in it. Half sour deli pickles. Oh, horseradish mustard. Wow, that is spicy. Oh, you like any kind of pickle. Oh, bread and butter pickles are good. I like those too. Just as long as it's not dill. Oh, your granddaughter likes to. Dad is, we're not taking him. We're going to him. So that's usually what we've been doing every Sunday. So we'll just go to him. I am going to need some of these pickles for deviled eggs, but not this many. Let's add a little bit more. Seriously like pickles. I probably could add quadruple the amount of pickles. Mom used to make potato salad, and when she'd make potato salad, I'd go to the refrigerator and get the jar of pickles and give myself extra. It just makes it sweet. I think I could use a little more salt. I'm not measuring, I'm just shaking salt. You know what? I think I could use some more onion powder too. Add a little bit more of that. That's about double what I had in it before. There we go. It does have a lot of mayonnaise in it, but it looks good. Somehow I got meringue on there. Something. I've got a lot of crunch. I think that's enough celery. Oh, thank you. I try to take care of them. I know if the situation was reversed, my parents would do anything for me. Give me anything I needed. There's no way I'm not going to do that for them. Tried to do what I learned, sort of, to kind of cut hair because my mom doesn't feel well enough to go like get her hair done in a beauty parlor. So I like looked up YouTube videos on, and she just has kind of a short haircut. It's nothing fancy. And I learned to cut hair, sort of. I wouldn't be a professional. So I could cut her hair. So I cut her hair at home. I told her, I said, are you brave enough to let me try this? I've never cut hair. You brave enough? She says, as long as it's not hanging in my eyes, I'm good. I'm like, okay. It doesn't look too bad. For somebody who does not know. I've never trained to cut hair. You know what? I used to watch the girl cut my hair. And I never had a fancy haircut. I'd have bangs or something like that. I would watch and go, I can do that. It don't look that hard. You hold up your hair. You measure it with your fingers. You decide how much you want to cut off and you just trim all of it. And I'm like, I think I can do that. I have a brother and a sister. Yeah, they help. They kind of do different things. I don't know. They don't seem to be doing quite the same amount of type of things that I do. My brother handles anything real difficult, like the car needed a new battery. Mom's car needed a new battery. He came and put the new battery. I'm like, yes, you do that, please. He took the car and got, new tires on it when it needed that. He pays all their bills. He does all that. My sister does a lot of the handling doctors and insurance calls. So if there's, because half the time you get the insurance companies, we aren't going to pay for that drug. We aren't going to do this. We won't do that. And so she, it takes like hours on the phone to fight with these people. So my sister does a lot of that. My brother does paying the bills and fixing the car. I do cooking. Once in a while they will cook. My sister never really got into cooking. My sister-in-law is a really good cook, and she'll do that sometimes. Yeah, the potatoes. That's why I made the potatoes tonight instead of tomorrow. Because, let me turn my pies around in here. It'll be better tomorrow. Oh, man, do these look good. Oh, because that meringue is puffing. Oh, they're pretty. I just want to turn it around because it browns more in the back. Hello, beautiful. These are the most beautiful pies. I didn't ever make the little spikes on it, did I? Oh, well. Mom probably will forget that I did that before. Okay, so there's that. So tomorrow, in the morning, at some point, I'm going to make I've got the eggs cooked, but I'm going to make the deviled eggs. I'm going to cook some corn, and I'm going to attempt to make some yeast rolls. Okay, so what Mom does for dinner on the days I don't go, well, I try to make a bunch of stuff so she has leftovers for several days. And then she will do stuff like, she likes eggs, so she will cook herself an egg, or an egg sandwich or a grilled cheese. And I buy her lots of, like, I buy her some frozen dinners. I buy her, like in the deli area of Publix, they have like these wraps, pre-made, like chicken Caesar wrap. They have the little pinwheels. She loves all that stuff. And so she eats stuff like that, but she can make herself a little something, but just not something that takes a lot of effort. Oh, and on Fridays, I usually go every Friday. I used to go grocery shopping every Friday, and then I changed it to, I think we can make it every other Friday, but I still go see her on the Fridays I don't go to the grocery store. So I do all her grocery shopping, but I go to Culver's and get her a hamburger because she loves hamburgers. So she has a hamburger on Friday. Oh, and she loves McDonald's coffee. So I get her McDonald's coffee. You know, she just can't have a McDonald's hamburger, McDonald's coffee, or a Culver's hamburger and a Culver's coffee. No. She likes McDonald's coffee and Culver's hamburger. So I have to go to McDonald's to get the coffee. Then I have to go to Culver's to get the hamburger. Luckily, they're right across the street from each other, but I'm like, Mom, don't you like Culver's coffee? Oh, no, McDonald's is better. Oh, okay. So I go to McDonald's. Get her coffee. And then I go to Culver's. And then half the time, on the way to see Dad, luckily the drugstore's on the way to see Dad, because she'll be like, one of my prescriptions is ready, we need to pick it up. So we stop, we have to go to the drugstore and pick up her prescription. She can do some driving. She doesn't do any distance driving, but she can do some short distance driving. She has neuropathy, which affects her feet and her hands. It's a nerve disease. And she can still drive now. Dunkin's is good. Yeah, there's a Dunkin's not far from the McDonald's, too. But she likes McDonald's. So that's what we do. But I don't blame her for not wanting a McDonald's hamburger. I don't like McDonald's food. French fries, yes. The rest of the food, no. I'm the only kid that I know that when I was little, because, you know, kids always want to go to McDonald's when they're little. McDonald's, Mommy, and go to remember, I was the only kid I ever knew that would beg to not go to McDonald's. When we would be in the car and they would say, where do you want to go to eat, kids? I'd say, not McDonald's. Please don't make me eat a McDonald's. I hated McDonald's. The only kid I know that hated McDonald's. Don't go to McDonald's. It actually wasn't even as bad back then. But you couldn't get much. We had one McDonald's in town. They had hamburger, fish sandwich, French fries, and milkshakes and Coke. That was it. And the hamburger had mustard and ketchup and pickle. Dill pickle. Yeah, I wasn't happy about that. Or you could get cheese too. But, you know, you could take the dill pickle off, but it still tasted like dill pickle. McDonald's and Burger King hamburger. Yep. I didn't like Burger King a whole lot either, but if I had to pick, I'd picked Burger King. But I didn't like McDonald's hamburgers. They tasted like cardboard to me. French fries, but yes, French fries. But I could eat a Burger King hamburger. They just always seemed to be cold by the time I got it. But they didn't taste bad. But McDonald's hamburger, bleh. But the main thing was I hated mustard and I hated pickle. And back then, you know, you got it the way they made it. A dill pickle, mustard, and ketchup. Now, I liked the ketchup. I don't want no mustard and I don't want no dill pickle. And they wouldn't do it any other way. That's why Burger King came out with that slogan. Remember the slogan they had? Have it your way. Have it your way. Because McDonald's was like, no, you have it our way. McDonald's didn't used to do it your way. And so Burger King did. I remember Burger King. I liked Burger King's onion rings. Oh, you can tell them no pickles now. But you didn't used to could. They had them pre-made, kind of. Pre-made, pre-wrapped. You couldn't even go inside McDonald's. It was a walk up to the window. And if you wanted to eat there, you ate outdoors. At little picnic tables. But you used to not could tell them no pickle. You can now. But when they first came out, they had pickle and mustard and ketchup, and don't care if you didn't like it. That's what they had on it. We have 2 minutes for the pie. Let me see what it looks like anyway. Is it burning? I think it might be kind of getting a little brown on top. Let's go ahead and take it out. Here, let's look at the pie. Are you ready to see the pie? You always did? Maybe the McDonald's here was mean. I don't know. But I think you still had mustard. And then they never put enough ketchup. I couldn't hardly tell it was ketchup. Oh my goodness, those are so huge. Look at this. Oh. So the meringue is a little brown, but it's not bad. It will be yummy. Look at that. You like A&W teen burgers? I've never had that. Because they taste most like, oh, your mother's burgers, onion and tomatoes. I don't even know what an A&W teen burger is. I don't think we have that here. You'd throw it at them. I don't think my parents would have been happy about that. But that, you know, that would be tempting. Oh, pretty. You want to see? If you see the edge, like from the edge, how high it is? Oh, it's going to be so good. So I'll let them sit here for a few minutes and cool, and then put them in the, I got to make a room. I'm going to make a room in the refrigerator. Oh, they're so pretty. I think it'll go down a little bit. Okay, so I am all done. It must be Canadian. A&W, I've heard of A&W root beer. I've never heard of A&W teen. Does it have root beer? A&W root beer? I don't even know what A&W stood for. You've never heard of it either? Yeah, it must be Canadian. Well, now I feel like I'm missing something if it's good. I'm going to find one and try it. Now, see, one of the reasons we were picky, too, is my grandparents, my mom's parents, they owned what they called the root beer stand. It was a little diner where they made hamburgers. It's like pre-McDonald's era. So they kind of had their own sort of like store like McDonald's. But my grandfather, he didn't buy, there was like no pre-pressed hamburgers. Arby's. And I loved Arby's. Like blueberry turnovers and cherry turnovers. Oh, their turnovers are so good. That he would buy, my grandfather, he would buy like chuck steak and grind it to order. So when you ordered a hamburger, he would grind it fresh from the chuck steak. So they kind of had good hamburgers. They were really good. And then he would grill them. So after you've eaten that and you go to McDonald's hamburger, I don't think so. I was used to the good stuff. Homemade good stuff. Road trip to Canada. Let's go. You might be closer than me. Road trip. That'll take me a while. That's a long road. That's a long road from Southwest Florida. It takes forever just to get out of Florida. I think it takes me 8 hours to get out of Florida. 8 hours before I can get out of Florida. Because I'm at the South. Florida is huge. And then I've got how many more states? How many more states till Canada? I've never been. I have been to Boston, Massachusetts. That's as far north as I've been. That's pretty far north, though. But I flew there. I didn't even drive there. Teen burgers are grilled, and so did my mother grill hers. Oh, they're grilled. Okay. Yeah, my grandfather, he was cooking, it was like a griddle, like a flat, it was more like a griddle, not a grill. But they were still good, because it was good meat. And he would cook it however you wanted. They also had homemade ice cream in there. They would make homemade ice cream. It was good. A long road trip, but you live in Alberta. I'm not even sure where that is. I know it's in Canada. But I could, if you told me to point to it out on a map, I'd have to Google it. I don't know where Alberta is. I just know it's in Canada. You'll come get me? Okay. Next thing north of Michigan is Canada. Now see, my mother was raised in South Bend, Indiana, which was North Indiana, and is not all that far from Michigan, I think, where she was at. It's where Notre Dame is. But she was raised pretty far north. I don't know if she ever went to Canada or not, though. I'm going to have to ask her. Well, when they went on vacation, they would go to somewhere like New Mexico or Florida because they would go south, go to vacation. And then they moved down here when she was 14. You're moving to Michigan? I've never been to Michigan. I've never been to Indiana. Other than flying to Boston, I've never been north of Tennessee. I flew to Boston, flew back, but I've been to Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. I think we crossed over into Virginia one time. Barely. Tennessee, Alabama. That's it. That's all states I've been to. I have never been west of Alabama. Western Canada. Oh, that's going to be old. Yeah. I had north and west. That'll take a few weeks, I think. That feels like it. Oh, my goodness. We would need like a camper or something to do that. A big, comfortable... I don't travel well. I need like lounge chairs or something. If you put me in a car that long, I probably wouldn't be able to move when I got out. I get too stiff. I'd be like, nope, I'm stuck here. I'm stuck here. Flying, maybe I could fly. But I've never been much of a aviator. That time I flew to Boston and flew home, that was 1986. It's the only time I've ever been on a plane. 1986. Flew to Boston, flew home, never was on a plane before, and never have been on a plane since because I have nowhere to go when I need to be on a plane. You've done all the eastern states. Lots of pit stops. Yeah, I'd have to have lots of pit stops. I don't necessarily have to go to the bathroom that much, but I'd have to get out and move, or everything would be, especially now. I'm older. When I was young, at least it wasn't so bad. Oh, you have an SUV? That's not too bad. Not too bad. SUV. It's got comfortable seats, though. You can stretch your legs out a little bit. That's probably better than a car. Traveling in a car, you can't hardly move. Then you try to get out, you really can't move. Pit stops. Lots of pit stops. It would be fun to go to Canada, I think, though. Be amazing to see a different country, like that far north, too. That's fine. I don't mind the pit stops. My dad has this story of when they were all kids. He was one of 7 kids, and the youngest one, her name was Vivian. And they would all go on a trip. And because she was the baby, she was sort of pampered a little bit. And she didn't have the best of health, so she had a chronic respiratory disease. And because of it, you couldn't just ignore her if she needed something, because she wasn't, terribly well. AC seat heated in the winter. Oh, boy. Well, you're going to need that if you go to Canada. They're going to need that heated. But my grandfather would put all 7 kids in the car. Yeah, they'd all go in one car. They were cramped in that car. I think cars were a little wider then. But they'd put them in the car and say, okay, kids, we're going wherever we're going. We're not going to stop. You've been to Canada several times and love it. Oh, you'll be going. Oh, come on, y'all. Come to Florida. No, that's too far. I'd love to go, though. But the little Vivi, the little baby, would say, I got to go to the bathroom. I got to go to the bathroom. So they'd be like, okay, we'd stop. We'll stop. And they're like, sure, they'll stop for the baby. They won't stop. So then they got to where if the kids wanted to stop, they would whisper to her, tell Dad you got to go to the bathroom. Tell him you got to go. Because he wouldn't stop for anybody else except the baby. So she would say, I got to go to the bathroom. And they'd be like, okay, we'll stop. And she said the thing was, they would usually stop at some, like a tourist store. They'd have stuff you could buy and bathrooms. And so she would go in there and she said, I would really she said, I would want a Coke. And she said, I would go buy this huge giant Coke and forget to go to the bathroom. And then I would go get in the car with this huge Coke. And she said, then in a few minutes, I really had to go to the bathroom. After you drink. Then I'm like, they let you buy a Coke? And she's like, yep, they let me buy whatever I wanted. You would probably both need A, C, and C for every season. Oh, that's probably true. You come get me. You're determined to come get me. You would drive down through the whole state of Florida and then go, I don't want to go back, and turn around and go back. Have you ever driven in Florida? Florida, flat. All flat. Until you get to Ocala. When you get to Ocala, you get rolling hills like this. It's really cool. Did you know we had hills in Florida? No mountains. We have some hills, but they're in Ocala. But the rest of it, they're all the same. It's all flat. And you will get really tired of the flat. And we see lots of orange groves and cows on the way. You're from the Northeast, so you know the season. Oh, that would be something else, wouldn't it? Whoops, I'm making a mess. Okay, so what time is it anyway? Oh, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here. You love driving. I don't mind like driving, but I don't like riding in the car. I have never been good. I've never been good in a car though. I have a tendency to get a little woozy if I have to sit the right way. If I lean forward, I'll get car sick. So I have to lean back, then I'm fine. But I'm never comfortable. I'm always uncomfortable. You've been as far as Georgia. Okay, well, Georgia is really short compared to Florida. Georgia has hills, though. I think Georgia has some mountains, too, depending where. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to you, too. I'm going to come in the morning and make the rest of my dinner. So you all have a happy Easter Eve and a happy Easter tomorrow if I don't see you or hear you or see you, I guess is right. And I'm going to go to bed now. I'll see y'all later. Bye.